6 at night. Hasn't thawed all day. The thaw started last night. It's 4 degrees at my house. My car window was still frozen over. I've come here, it's in the shade. It's still, if the sun's not shining, everything's still frozen. It's half melt, half frozen, pure black ice. Lethal to walk on. So I left it pretty late. Freehand wood here. Got wee diesel with me. And I left it pretty late. Because I no point about this morning, it was too rainy. It's 10 to 2 now, still frozen. Tomorrow's to be storming up, but it's lethal, you can't walk in it. I didn't even do the normal wee walk this morning. But by the time I got out now, Luna's probably disappeared. Diesel! I got Diesel up there. Where's Luna? Every time I come here with Luna and Diesel, it's not always a success. Luna's away mad, and Diesel slow. So I could lose Luna again. But the problem with Luna, she gets lost now, she runs back to the car. And if I decide to go back to the car, Diesel's slow and ice on that road and stuff. Luna! I need me car full of diesel, so we're heading down the muff. That's probably come down in price. But the car was pretty empty last night coming home. Where about is Diesel, where about your cousin, Luna the lunatic? Ground here's not frozen. Say if Luna! Luna! I was watching a video on YouTube about collies, and Luna's half of one. Man! Saying a collie, I know a walk's no good for them. You can't walk a collie for an hour, it's expected to lie down. So I'm gonna have to just let her go mad. You know, she is half mad, like. The other half is up here now. But I'm more or less come to accept that. I almost have a year. It's a year ago tomorrow that I went up to Newry to see her. So a year ago today I got my Covit Jab. It was terrible the next day. That night, I actually vomited that night. And I had to get up 8 o'clock in the morning to go up to Newry to visit her. And Newry was the only one that would give me an appointment to look at a wee pub. Or look at a wee, you know. All the rest on Facebook. I don't know how to work Facebook. I'm at the USPCA Animal Hospital in Newry. I've got my mask on. Using my mobile phone here. Come up to see you get a wee appointment. I think it's Bunty. It's a funny name. There's a wee dog called Bunty. But I don't know. It's 80 miles from home. I don't know if they have to do home check or what happens. They said it'll be after Christmas before we get her anyway. You're small! You're small! You're so small! Right? So I wasn't going to have the appointment made. I had to get up no matter what, like. I was very ill that day. Had to stop a few times going up. Just give you a bit of dose in the car, like. And see him coming back down again. I ended up I never got it until 31st because she had mange. And she's got antibiotics and vaccines and all that kind of stuff. And I think it's more or less to do some your Christmas holidays. I want the holidays. I never got it to the 31st of December. And even then, I barely got it. Because the main person who hands them out was still on holidays. And it was one of the boys who feed them on the kennels. He had to do the paperwork. So a lot of to and fro and phone calls to try and get it. Usually before, if I had heard of somebody who lost a pet, And they replaced them so quick. I would say, gee, they didn't last all the wee pet that much if they replaced them that quick. That would have been my attitude. And when I lost wee Lucy, 6 months before I got Willow, and I wasn't looking for Willow. There was other people who were coming to me. You want another dog? You want another dog? I'd always say no. The one boy came to me and says, I'm looking for a home for my dog, he says, because my Waynes are allergic to it. I need a good home. And that's why I ended up getting Willow. And wee Willow had skin allergies and bone problems and stuff. And if I hadn't took her, who would have spent the money on her? What kind of life would she have had? And you're always in two minds. Luna! You know, wee Shadow did miss Lucy bad. He never got on with Willow as well as Lucy, because wee Willow couldn't play and Shadow was starting to get older. But Shadow didn't improve and all when wee Willow came. He was his wee sister. But when wee Shadow died, I didn't rush to replace Shadow, because my sister was take Willow out, and that when Shadow died, my mother also died. To try and get people to look after two pups when you're at work, it's not as easy. And my sister, she got on with wee Willow, and she would take Willow away in the train and stuff. And so Willow managed to out, you know, she didn't pay for Shadow. She's quite happy sitting on someone's knee. And when wee Willow died, I hadn't. If somebody says to me I had cancer, I wouldn't have cared less. If you're going to have a terminal illness after you lose your pet, that's the time to have it. You do not care. What's the point? What's the point in having a house? What's the point in having everything? What's the point in having a caravan? No point in having anything. You eat need, but and then it just was on TV, on the news. It was on the UTV news. This dog home over 100 dogs looking for pups, looking for homes for the dogs because of lockdown and all the rest. And after wee Willow died, I came home from work. What was I supposed to do? I'm down ahead and I'd done my wee walk without Willow. Picture the rain coming down. You always think, you know, there's a lot of things I'd like to do. I love cycling. I'd love an electric bicycle. See all the canals and all that, like. You place you could go, mountain bikes and all that. I really do love cycling, like. I love an electric bike. But, see you go home from work and the rain's pushing down. What good an electric bike do? You're not going to go out on an electric bike and pushing down rain. You get soaked for half an hour. But when you got a wee pup, that gets you out. You don't mind going out. I never mind going out, doesn't matter what the weather is. It doesn't bother me. Luna! Well, Luna! But if I hadn't been locked down, and I was to choose a wee, like, I'm not one for choosing a dog anyway. I always have a wee dog that's not going to get a home. That's usually the one for me. And I've been lucky up to now. Lucy was perfect. Lucy was 5 years old. I knew nothing about dogs. Knew nothing. My friend had a motorbike accident. We're going way back before the year 2000. My friend had a motorbike accident. Taxi ran on them. Got a pile of money like you do. And he rented a big house, bought a new car, bought a camcorder. So, you know, plenty of money, like. I don't know how much he got, but he bought a mobile phone. That was way back before 2000, like. It wasn't even illegal to have a hold your phone in the car back then. And he bought himself a dog. I never understood why he wanted to buy a dog. And better still, the dog was a girl. Why why would you want to go and buy a girl dog? That's my knowledge as far as dogs go. If you think you should have a dog, it'd be a boy, like. His name was Bunty. And yeah, Bunty was the normal wee pup like everybody always wants. But you see, you left her in the kitchen, you come home and the piss on the floor, like. She just pissed and wet the whole floor, like. But it was a massive big house she was renting. Double garage, all that. And pissed on the floor, wouldn't even reach the units. Massive kitchen. House is big. Big 4-bedroom, ensuite, everything like house. And I'd he'd mop it up. But then wee Bunty started casting on it, and he wouldn't want Bunty going to the car casting hairs, and I was starting to get attached to it. I didn't think it was right. I'd leave the wee thing at home, like, my thing is wee, like. No way it was on them, like. And I ended up then, I would go down then. I used to stay at his house at the weekend. I had a motorbike at that time, didn't have a car. Right down in my body. And I used to go down Friday night after work. I was back when I used to finish at 5:30. I used to finish on a Friday, I would finish work at 1 o'clock. They were good old days, yeah. So I went down to his house on a Friday. And I used to go down to Port Royce, pushed out all up in the car and stayed overnight and came up on Sunday night. He had plenty of rooms, I could choose whatever bedroom I wanted. But then on Sunday then, I started walking wee Bunty. And he met a girl then, like you do. And he was never there on Sunday. So I would go down on Sunday, I had a key to the house. And I would take wee Bunty out on Sunday, every day, all year round, up the Roe Valley Country Park. And then the next thing is then, him and the girl were going to move in together. But they were going to move house up to Castle Dawson. Far too far for me to go. And so, the thing I couldn't understand it. He didn't want Bunty in the car. He didn't want Bunty. She wasn't interested in him. No girls ever are. You never get a woman looking at a man and interested in a dog. Fluff on her clothes and all that. And I actually asked him then if I could buy Bunty off him. And he wouldn't give me Bunty. And to cut a long story short, several years passed then. Them two separate. He's a lorry driver, working in England 5-6 days a week. Bunty's at the house on her own. Stepmother would go over and feed Bunty, but Bunty was always in her own house. And wee Bunty was ill. And it was a stepmother who had to take Bunty to the vet, and wee Bunty had to be put down. And I get the phone call to see if I'd make Bunty a wee box. And I went down and wee Bunty's lying dead in the back of his father's van. And you know, Bunty should have been my first dog. The life she had, the life she could have had, Bunty should have been mine. And after he moved house with her, I thought I joined the Rambling Club. I always wanted to go rambling, like. Thought I would try a Rambling Club. So I went to Brown Hall Walking Festival summertime. It was 6-7 days walking, day after day. So I thought I would join the following year, go from January to January. And I went to join then. Foot and Mouth came out. Now by that time, I'd already started going to the Rainbow Rehoming Centre. So I used to call there on a Sunday and I'd pick some of their dogs out and walk their dogs. Started off you walk the dogs just around the yard, then you walk the dogs around the village. And I ended up doing a wee bit of work for them. And I ended up putting them dog kennels, dog runs, everything. A wee bit of work became a whole pile of work. But I went down in the morning before they opened, like. I mean, say you had between 6 and 8 dogs. You open the pens, you let them all out, all run together in a big pile. You walk them around, all around the old bar building. And then by the time it comes to visiting and all that there, you get them in, get them fed, back in the wee kennels. But there's always some dogs don't get on with other dogs. That's always the way. And they get left behind. And of course me, I always felt sorry for them wee dogs. And there's one wee dog, wee name was Ali. Don't know what type of dog she was. A medium-sized dog. And then you had Early, which is a German Shepherd, Alsatian. two did not get on. Wee Ollie was mad. She walked in, you would not pick Ollie. She would jump up and down, bark, 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 bark. And Ollie was there over a year. She was in that dog pound over a year. And she was losing weight. She was getting ill. And you see her jump up and down, knocking her foot over on the floor, wet and pushing. And Ellie got very attached to me. When I was doing the work, I would let Ellie lie in the back of my car and all. I did the work whenever the place was closed, whenever I was doing the dog runs and stuff. But she wouldn't get on with cats, and we had a couple of cats at that time. There's no way I could ever rehome Ellie. I always thought if I get a dog, it's going to be a reject. And there was a wee dog called Tara. I didn't think she would get a home, but one of the other volunteers took Tara. And wee Ollie, when home one day, wee Ollie wasn't well. So my mother, wee Ollie, you think could I adopt wee Ollie? But you had to go through your whole family. I was living with my mom at that time. And sure. And I was taking a shower, all excited. I was going to make the call in the morning, because it was late Sunday night. I was going to make the call in the morning to let them know that I would take wee Ollie. Then I got a call while I was in the shower from the girl in the Rainbow Centre, the owner, to tell me that wee Ollie had cancer, terminal cancer, and she was going to be put to sleep the next day. And to tell me that that's just going to go, the time she's going to go at, it was around 2 o'clock. I went to work in Strabane as usual, something of a shame. I was thinking about it, and I couldn't work. So I had to go to work. I left work, and I went down, and I met up with him outside the vet. And wee Ollie came out of the van, came walking towards you, wagging the wee tail. And I left her up on the table, and she was put down in my arms up on the table. I just now that I look back, I just wish, like, if I could even rehome her even for a couple of weeks. Now I know more about cancer. Terminal cancer is only terminal if you don't have money for the vet. If you got money for the vet, terminal cancer could last 4 or 6 months. I wish I'd taken wee Ollie and give her a home before she died. I made her a wee box and I buried her among bluebells. But wee Ollie should have been my first dog. That's the first wee dog I actually chose. But Ollie didn't know that. But I'd actually chose her. And it was only for the sake of... If she hadn't been sick, I would have put it off and put it off and put it off. I knew she wasn't well, and she had to get out of that place. She needed somebody. But I was wee Ollie lost. But about all 3 months and all passed then, and wee Lucy was the one dog I never walked in. Lucy came in with pups. She was pregnant and had the pups, and I was scared of a dog with pups. You don't know if they bite you or what, you don't know. But the wee pups all got homes, and wee Lucy, I'd taken Lucy out along with the other dogs then. For the first time she came out along with the dogs in the morning, and she had the pups, she didn't. And one of the girls said to me, "Oh, wee Lucy." Oh, Lucy, I get her home. Lucy's here 3 months, not one person's asked about it. And I couldn't believe not one asked about Lucy, like. And so that night I took Lucy home. And you do what you do, you put brush over the sofas and all that. You don't want to, because you're still nervous. Couldn't have got a better pup than wee Lucy. You could take her anywhere. And when I look at a photograph when I got Lucy, she had this wee drab black tail. Luna! Luna! This wee skinny thing. And see, when she came home, it wasn't long before the tail puffed up. Like a wee ugly duckling went into a swan. Her coat turned out to be so silky and smooth and shiny. Everywhere you go, people say about the beautiful coat she had. And I often think, like, of these dog homes and all. You know when you sell a car to a guy, you trade on your car, like a wee bit minging and all, and scratch and all the rest. First thing they do is they give it a wee valley clean, they polish it up, tap on the scratches, and then that car becomes desirable. And there's so many wee dogs in dog homes that are most beautiful wee dogs, but when they're stuck among pus and all, they're not showing the best. And they had a problem getting volunteers and all, like, but you're some way, you know, a wee bit of pamper and all, like. So Ellie was the second wee dog I must do, but I got wee Lucy. And I said wee Lucy was perfect. And then along comes Shadow. One of the neighbours got Shadow, 1 year old. They reckon he was about 1 year old. And he was only about medium sized at that time. He was still a pup. And one of the neighbours, an old man, he had lost his dog the year before, but he was too old to look after him. Somebody dumped him off in a housing estate. And he was going to hand him under the council. And then again, a look, I always hesitate. I'm not one for making decisions, right? Changes don't come easy. And I thought, what if he doesn't get on with Lucy? You don't know, you're taking a dog and making it on with Lucy, what do you do? And so the sister, she said, I'll take him in. It can be good for her wee nephew and all the rest. And so she took in Shadow. Could not handle him at all. So Shadow would bark and chase the old man. He'd actually run up the old man. Anybody with a stick, he'd run up to them. He'd pull in the lead all the time. One day down in Freeham playing fields, my sister was crying because Shadow pulled her arm, was supposedly sore. And so the sister was going on holiday for 2 weeks. I asked if we'd look after Shadow, so she already had Shadow a few months by that time. So wee Shadow came over to me and I walked Shadow along with Lucy and we looked after him for 2 weeks. Shadow never went back then. Shadow stayed with us. Sister was glad. I got on well with Lucy. It's just, first pups and all first meet, you don't know. And Shadow was the most affectionate, although he did terrorise pensions when I got him. He was a handful. He had to get telling laughs and everything else, like. But he didn't chase wildlife, he didn't chase cats. No hassle that way. So I reckon somebody man must have battered him with a stick as a pup, like, yeah. I don't know what his history is. But anybody, if a council worker had a litter picking stick, he'd run at them. But if a Wayne had a golf club, he wouldn't bother about a Wayne. Because one of the neighbours died, and he left a set of golf clubs to his wee nephew, and the nephew's out with golf clubs. Never bothered. No problem with Waynes and all that. Just an older man. But Shadow was the most affectionate wee man you could have had. Lay with his head in a pillow at night. He'd put his wee paw on your arm. It was, you know, people didn't see just how affectionate he was outside. They just see this big. People physically jumped over fences. I'm not exaggerating. People jumped in the gardens and seen Shadow coming. And that's not him not even barking. Just because he's big. He's a Labrador, but he's long legs. But he didn't have to bark. People were just scared of him. But like Diesel, wanted to scare of Diesel. But like Diesel's got a reputation of being pulling down criminals. A Labrador. Anybody knows Labradors know they're gentle big things. I lost wee Shadow to cancer as well, a wee paw. It was very, very difficult putting Shadow down. He was 14, but I always hate when people say, what age is he? 14, that's a good age. He wasn't ready to die at 14. Shadow was as live as his wee back legs were feeling because of what happens with Labradors. And I think it's the same that happens German Shepherds, the wee back legs start to go. But he was managing. If it wasn't for the cancer like on his paw, it's very, very difficult putting Shadow down. Because Shadow was eating, breathing, rubbing tummies and all that. Only he physically couldn't walk. I tried wee boots, we had that lump removed several times. They wanted to cutting off his leg, and Shadow did not get on in vets. He was petrified in vets. And I went up to one of the vets in Omagh who did the last wee operation on his paw. And whenever he came out of the anaesthetic, I went into the operating theatre, picked him off the floor and took him into the caravan because he had been locked up in cages, thinking that would give him relief. And you see when you're sitting beside a wee dog coming out of anaesthetic, the stress, it's not nice. People don't normally see that. I thought when I was beside him it'd be more relief. He was very stressed. Lasted hours. And it makes you wonder how many operations you put them through. It's not right. And that's why when it came to wee Willow, we had a wee cat, had a cancer in its mouth. By 3 months we took it down to the vet twice a week. It had female hormones and all put into it to try and reduce this lump. Ended up passing blood, and you always say you never do it again. You never do it again, and that's why this time with wee Willow, I wasn't going to use steroids. And the biggest mistake I made was letting the vet put steroids on it then. Wee Willow walked towards me in the caravan when she's getting put down. She wasn't walking all morning. But later on then, I remember then, I got Loxicam onto her earlier that day. You cannot give Loxicam and steroids together. And so taking Willow off her Loxicam to give steroids was the biggest mistake I could have done. All I wanted Willow to have was the most peaceful, pain-free last few weeks of her life. The steroids was hell. Poor thing never slept at night. It wasn't what I wanted. So every time it comes to Luna, I don't care what they say, no steroids going to Luna then. And wee Willow didn't have the death I wanted her to have. And then you think, yeah, because she walked towards me, should I have left it? But then she was going to give her more steroids. The passing the blood was probably due to the steroids as well. There's a possibility I could be gone before wee Luna. But wee Luna gets on well with my sister in Illinois. Well, she still waits for me coming home, the wee thing. She sits in my bedroom, my sister's bedroom window, looking out, waiting for me to come home. Luna! You go back to the car now, honey! Diesel, this footpath's very, very slippy. Very, very slippy pit. So you're not to go jumping, bounding in. I might get him in first and go back for her, you know, because the two of them together, because they're a handful. So that's why I ended up getting wee Luna so shortly after wee Willow. It's not that Willow wasn't loved. I had totally nothing. And on the news you can see all these wee dogs in the shelters. I might as well rescue one as them being stuck in a shelter and me stuck in a house. And it didn't matter if you get on. Both of us are better off than when we started off. And now almost a year on, I must definitely say now, as mad as she is, I love my wee girl now. Still drives me mad like. Oh, these I'm on this side. Up we go, honey. Hold on, we get this all wee scallywag. Hold on to get the wee scallywag. I cannot walk in it. This is lethal. This is absolutely lethal, this here. If I break my neck, rooting and out, sure come down and scoot on out there like Bambi like. Luna! Luna! I'll go as far as this wee corner. Luna! Luna! We're going! When I go back now, he'll be in the front seat, but now he's in the back. You have it up the front of the... She's doing my head on now, like. Luna! She's probably at the other end of the forest, but now you know the speed she goes at. I was so lucky with all the pups I've ever had. But then, I say, you forget the hassle you have when you first get them, like Shadow. He was terrible when we first got him. And you forget it, and that's why I decided to put these videos of wee Luna. Because Luna is going to be this wee pup. She's going to be devoted to me and never leave my side. She's alright doing that already. Chat to neighbours, she just stands beside me. Neighbours can't get over her, just how much she's changed. But this is how it starts off. Luna! Luna! See, the type of wee Luna, she doesn't get lost. She knows where she is. She's interested in something. She'll be on her way back and then get distracted on the way back. Luna! But I've gone from some of the best wee pups to this wee lively thing. But then if I didn't have her, who would let her be as lively as she is? What kind of life would she have if I hadn't taken her in? Luna! And she is away a bit long now. She's taking the piss now, like. Luna! Come on! See, Diesel, I was waiting on you. Diesel, I was waiting on you. You're going to get left behind. You are going to get left behind. I'll see where she's soaked going through all the foliage. Now you be careful, it's all icy. It's all icy, pet. I'll move across over here now, like. Luna's very good at slipping. All my other pups when they slip were just as wobbly as myself. She just slip and just carry on. Doesn't seem to phase her. I say the wee Luna you see in the camcorder and the wee Luna at home, they're two different wee girls. You never get a more adorable wee woman at the house. Oh, Shadow was adorable. Luna, I'm on this way. Come on, up. But so much energy. That's not your fault, is it, pet? No, up you go. That's Luna, up. That's the wee collie, isn't it? That's the girl.